at first, I would like to ask you your name.
Yeah,
What's your name?
Asker.
Asker.
Yeah,
So where are you from?
I'm from Denmark.
Then when did you arrive in Japan?
I arrived on the 6th of January.
6th of
January, yes. I've been here for almost 8 months.
8 months.
Yeah.
So what are you doing in Japan?
I'm traveling around on a working holiday visa.
That's nice. Where did you arrive? Where did you go visit?
And 3 months up in Hokkaido, in Osaka for the winter
really?
season. Snowboarding and working in the kitchen. And then afterwards I went to Osaka,
Osaka.
Kyoto, Nare, checked out that area there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to Okinawa.
Oh,
Traveled around Okinawa, around Chatan and also Naha.
really?
Yeah, and then I went to Ishigaki, and I've been on Ishigaki for 4.5 months, and now I'm traveling around again.
Long time in you spent in Hokkaido.
Yeah,
So snowboarding and are you working in Hokkaido
yes,
too?
I worked as a chef in a restaurant. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
So you working as a chef in your country too?
no,
No.
I've been living abroad, so I've been traveling around the last 7 years. I lived in New Zealand and Canada and Norway and now Japan, and I have worked in kitchens, but never as a chef. But then I got this opportunity through a Japanese friend to work in this restaurant. Nothing fancy, but they would teach me how to make simple, traditional Japanese food and also a bit of Western. So we were making sangi, which is like Hokkaido karage, right? Kakuni, like it's the
Kakuni.
pork belly, shatsu, the pork shoulder.
Yeah.
And then there was some Western dishes like chicken parmigiano and fish and chips and stuff like that. Yeah.
Why did you choose the Japan for your working holiday?
During my travels, I met Japanese both in like New Zealand and in Canada. And in Canada, I became really good friends with a girl named Misaki, and we would like surf all the time, every morning. And she was like a really good snowboarder. We would cook together, and she would make Japanese food. And I was like, became a big fan of okonomiyaki.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really big fan. I really like it. And I just kind of like got interested in the Japanese culture, country. I was like, she's so cool, like snowboarding and surfing and good food. I feel like I have to come here and experience it.
Do you have any friend who visited Japan before you came here?
In Canada, I did meet another guy who had been in Japan and gave me some tips for traveling around.
You have already some knowledge about Japan.
A little bit, but I don't think you can prepare yourself quite enough by reading. I think the best thing is just to come here and experience it.
Can you speak Japanese a little bit? No.
ちょっと
ちょっとだけ。
Very little. I haven't been good enough at Japanese to get jobs where I have to speak Japanese. So I've been hired mainly or living and working in places where there's a lot of foreigners, a lot of tourists. So I get around by speaking English. For me to learn a language, the best thing is probably to go somewhere where they don't speak English, and then you just have to learn the language.
Yeah.
So I hope now that I start traveling around again to find myself in maybe some smaller villages where they don't speak English, and then just, you have to learn it. You use a lot of sign language.
Yeah. So you worked 3 months in Hokkaido.
Yeah.
So you had to speak Japanese. No.
Not really. We got a lot of foreigners up in Niseko, but I did learn a little bit of Japanese, but mainly like just not really complete sentences, but more like words.
Yeah.
So you could like describe certain things, and people would understand a bit of it.
Yeah. Did you encounter any difficult situation during your stay?
No. Like Japanese really friendly, and you get really far with body language. You know, like if you need to use the toilet, if you do the toilet dance, feel like, oh, okay, you need the toilet.
That's true. And we have more the Google Translate.
You have Google Translate. It saved me a couple of times.
I would like to hear about initial image in mind before come to Japan.
I think it must have been back in the 19 something. There was this image of Japan being like really like the central of technology, right? Like robots, like robots and everything. And then I don't know, I was maybe expecting that a little bit, but also knew there was going to be some traditional like Japanese. And then when I came here, I realized it's not like robots walking around the streets and stuff like that. It's pretty normal.
Difference between you expected.
Yeah. Like I thought it was going to be a bit more futuristic in the bigger cities, maybe. But it's a good thing. Like I like more human connection than like machinery. So
If you could bring something back to your country from Japan, what would you bring back to your country?
Are we speaking materialistic or like an
anything.
idea? Okay. I really like how Japanese respect or care for the country. It's something when you travel around, you experience more that people are more willing to like throw trash or like leave a mess because it's my country. Like I kind of do whatever I want, right? And you come to Japan, and I really enjoyed that everyone seems to like take as good care of the country as possible. Of course, there's some few people that doesn't fit into that description, but in general, like I feel like people take really good care of the country a bit better than where I'm from.
Lastly, do you have any message the people who wants to come to Japan?
It can be quite a cultural shock, like first time you go shopping, and also the amount of like maybe single-use plastic and stuff like that. I was like really like, whoa, what's going on? It's so clean, and then all this, but I don't know what to say. Like just for people that want to come here, I reckon just throw yourself out there. Like it's the best way of learning, right? Like first time I went to a supermarket here, I think I spent an hour and a half just like I had no clue what I was buying. You just look at the labels like, is this edible? Like I don't know. And just go through it, and like it's part of that kind of like cultural difference in like experience. It's like you get there and then you get used to it and like how to get around.
Do you have any recommend for the people who wants to go to Denmark?
To Denmark?
Your country?
Yeah, go to my country. Danes are, I'd say, a little bit reserved, but like we'll be happy to help and quite friendly as well. But we're maybe a bit harder to approach sometimes. But don't let that scare you. Like Danes are really nice and friendly. So like even though we might look scary, just don't be afraid to come over and ask questions. Like we're happy to help. Yeah, no worries.
Thank you so much. Thank you for cooperating today.
Yeah, no worries.
So have a good trip.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All good.
Bye. Thank you for your time. We'd like to ask you your name first.
My name is Salir Mahia.
You?
I'm Chloe.
So where are you from?
I'm from Virginia, Bristol.
Germany.
Why do you come to different country?
I'm military, so I came here 3 years in Sasebo, Japan.
I came to study Japanese.
Study Japanese?
Yeah.
Can you speak Japanese a little bit?
はい、ちょっとだけ。
ちょっと上手。
あ、いや、全然。まだまだ。For 1 year.
How long do you study Japanese?
I've started in April.
Any other words in Japanese?
I mean, I can talk a bit in Japanese.
どれくらい喋れますか？
はい、少し話せます。
少し。
そう。
挨拶とかもできる。
できます。はい。
When did you arrive in Japan?
This year, April.
You studied Japanese in 1 year.
No, it's been half a year.
How many years are you staying in Japan?
I'll be here for like half a year.
Going back to
America.
your country. So how about you? When are you going back to?
Next year in June, probably.
Really? Take some working holiday visa or student visa?
Student visa.
Student. Now is vacation. Your school? No, don't have school.
Today.
Did you try any Japanese experiences? Tea ceremony or some?
I tried natto.
You tried natto? So how was that?
very sour and bitter. Yeah, I'm not used to the taste, so it was really confusing eating it.
It's not so good. You don't like
I didn't like it.
I do.
I'll never do it again. I'd rather put wasabi on my tongue.
Oh, have you ever tried natto?
Yeah, I did.
How do you think?
I can eat it, but I don't really like it.
A strong taste.
Yeah, I'm not used to it.
How about any other Japanese food?
Probably mochi, green tea mochi with the bean. What is it? The bean?
Yeah.
The red bean. I like that.
Do you have any other food?
I really like uniku and mochi.
Why do you like?
Why?
Yeah.
It tastes better than German meat. I cannot really explain why, but it just tastes better. And it's also smoother. It's easier to chew.
Mochi you like
Yeah,
too?
mochi is awesome.
So very sweet.
Yeah.
Do you have any recommend the original your country food?
The desserts are, the bread in Germany is very, very good. The bread. Yeah.
Bread.
Yeah.
So have you tried the Japanese bread too?
Yeah.
Have you tried the Japanese bread too?
Yeah, I have tried.
So very different.
It's difficult to find good bread in Japan.
Ah.
I have French bread sometimes, like baguette,
Yeah, baguette.
but it's still not the same as German bread.
The German bread is more dark
Yeah.
brown and little bit sour.
Yeah.
I like that too.
It's so good.
So the food you from your country.
I'd say like a popular dish in my city is ceviche. Onion, mango, avocado, tomato, and it's in a bowl. You
Really?
put lime juice inside. So if you ever go to California or Virginia, ceviche, or just get Mexican food. It's the best in the States.
Really?
Yeah, there's a few good spots in Fukuoka actually. Taco Mia. Taco Mia is good. I like it.
I would like to ask about initial image in your mind about Japanese culture or Japanese thing.
I'd say like very clean and respectful is like my image.
So do you find any differences between you expected before coming to Japan?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I really expected. Like when I got into the airport, it was silent. There wasn't a lot of people being loud or rude or obnoxious. There was just a lot of very respectful and kind people. So that was a culture shock for me.
Really?
In America, it's just loud.
Just loud.
Yeah, you can't stop it. There's always something going on in the airport or a Waffle House.
Do you have any culture shock?
It is very clean in Japan, which is very, very nice. Sometimes it's a bit difficult about the rules. I mean, rules are also very important. But sometimes I feel like Japan isn't very flexible. They treat the system.
Yeah.
When I tried to get my card at the office here, they had the card, but they wouldn't give it to me. They said, no, you have to wait until they send it to you. So I just couldn't, although I was there, for example. Or when you go to stores to eat, restaurants, sometimes when you ask for something that is not on the menu, like just for noodles, they will tell you that's not possible. It's not the same in Germany. They will still try to make it work somehow.
Did you encounter any difficulties?
Maybe in Kumamoto and Oita, but I think it's because some Japanese aren't used to seeing Americans. So they like assume, because I have tattoos, that I'm obnoxious or rude, so they'll shoulder check me or like spit where I walk. But it's only like a few. I want everybody to know, if you see an American with tattoos, we're not bad people.
How about you?
The language. Yeah, it's been the most difficult. When I go to the doctor and they don't speak any English, official institutions, and I need time to explain myself also in Japanese if I want to talk in Japanese, but they will just talk and it's difficult sometimes.
Why decide to learn the Japanese?
Oh, it's been a dream since I was a kid. I started watching anime on TV in Germany. I started collecting magazines about Japan, so I always wanted to come to Japan. And I'm done with my studies in Germany now, so I had the time to come and learn the language.
What's your favorite manga?
Hunter x Hunter.
favorite thing?
Dragon Ball Z.
Two more questions. If you could bring something back to your country from Japan, what would you bring back to your country? Not only object, but also some feelings or behavior.
Transportation system. GR system and just put it in America, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I love how convenient transportation is here in Japan. It's very nice.
Very nice.
I'm about Germany. The trains always run late, so it would be nice if they were actually punctual. And also life in Japan is very convenient. In Germany, when I think most stores close at 8 or 10 p.m. So afterwards you cannot buy any groceries anymore. And also not during Sundays. It's a convenience.
Yeah.
And also toilets everywhere that are clean and you don't have to pay to use them.
It's true.
There are many buttons. You find it?
Yeah.
Surprising. Yeah, shock.
Did you find how to use?
Guy that learns by pressing stuff.
Lastly, what message do you have to the people who wants to come to Japan?
I recommend you learn the language and do your research and learn that your culture isn't the same as their culture. So learn how to adapt.
Also feel like a little bit of Japanese would be good. And also you see a lot of Japan videos online and also on Instagram. And I feel like you shouldn't always take everything serious that is said online, because sometimes you will see rules about Japan and then you come here and it's not actually like that. And I don't know, it kind of scared me before I came to Japan to read all that.
Do you have any message to people who want to go to your country?
You should probably come in the summer, or if you want to go skiing or hiking in the winter to Germany, please try German bread. And also don't be sad if the train is running late.
Probably recommend that you have a license so you can drive around due to America being heavily reliant on cars. And try Mexican food.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for cooperating and have a good trip.
Thank you for the interview.
What's your name?
My name is Flavia.
My name is Luciano.
From Italy.
Italian name.
It's Italian name, but we are from Brazil.
How long does it take to get here?
24.
24 hours.
Almost a day.
Yeah, almost a day. Yes.
Direct flight? Or
No, we stopped in
Dallas.
When did you arrive in Japan?
August 8th.
8th.
Yeah, 8th.
So almost 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Yes.
Almost 3 weeks.
Yes, almost 3 weeks.
Where did you go to?
We started on Tokyo. We spent 5 days.
5 days.
Then
Kyoto.
Kyoto? Yeah.
Kyoto.
Yeah.
How many days in Kyoto?
7 days. And
Osaka.
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 And then we this morning there.
Yeah. No, Hiroshima.
Yeah, and then Fukuoka.
Which one is your favorite city?
Kyoto maybe.
Yeah, Kyoto and Hiroshima.
Hiroshima.
Is in the same place. So
What did you do?
we did the most famous place, like the bamboo forest, most street. I don't remember the name, with many old houses, local market.
Did you buy something?
Yes, food, of course.
Only food.
Not traveling as a backpacker.
Yeah.
We don't. We would like to buy many things, but we can't.
What did you try?
Ramen.
Soba.
Hiroshima is named the
Like a pancake? Or
Yeah, like a pancake.
like a pancake.
Yeah.
And
pasta.
Sauce.
With sauce. That I think okonomiyaki.
Okonomiyaki.
Okonomiyaki,
Yes,
yeah.
okonomiyaki. Our dinner yesterday.
Have you ate Japanese food in your hometown?
Yes. In Brazil, we have like only
sushi.
sushi.
But it's different. Sushi, nigiri.
There is a lot of restaurants. Big fan.
The-
Japanese. Raw fish is not my best, my first option, but Flavia, yes. Arabian food. I love this.
Are you
Sauce.
originally from Arabian country?
No. My grandfather is Italian, and my
Italian.
part of my mother is all from Brazil.
Can you describe your impression of Japan?
Impression.
Beautiful country. The people is very polite.
Yes,
Polite.
this is my
Polite. Yeah.
point in Japanese. My
Polite.
impression of
Yeah.
this country. All people are very polite. In a bus station, they are always smiling and welcome you. Like irashamase. And so on.
Amazing.
Not so polite in Brazil, you mean?
Yeah, they are polite, but
But
welcome you everywhere, every time. They
Every
like,
time.
yeah, it's okay, come on.
No.
That's it.
Yeah.
Did you encounter any difficulties in your stay?
the metro station.
It,
Complicated.
Yeah.
Especially in Osaka,
Yeah.
the Osaka Central Station. It's a mess.
Don't have
For
name in
me,
English. It's very difficult.
every time we pass there in Osaka Station, we get lost.
even for me, it's difficult to
Yes,
find how to get to
Uh-huh.
the place.
I think so because you is not the first person that say the same.
Yeah.
People from Osaka say, I always get lost there. The second difficult that we find here is to buy a medicine that Flavia needs to take regular,
Okay.
and we facing some problems to buy. And there's we need to go to the hospital, get a prescription from a doctor.
Very
And,
difficult.
yeah, we give up to buy this.
How about language?
We tried talk like the basic words like arigatou gozaimasu,
Sumimasen.
sumimasen, zu,
Kurasai.
kurasai,
Really?
konbawa.
Konbawa.
We know like the basic,
Yeah.
but sometimes that we need to speak with someone that don't know English, we use Google Translator,
yeah.
Yeah, it's very
and that's it.
easy
Okay.
for us,
No
yeah.
problem.
No problem.
Yeah.
If you could bring something back to your hometown from Japan, what would you like to bring back?
Something material or like
Yeah.
Anything you
maybe
Monte Fuji. Monte Fuji.
the mountain, the very famous mountain.
you can't
Can't
bring
move.
back.
Maybe the noodle. We just have a lunch with a special place here. For me, it was the best one that we have here, and we go straight to this restaurant. Amazing experience. Is this one here? I think it's very famous.
Ramen.
Ramen, yeah. This
Yeah.
one, we just come from there, from this place, and it was amazing.
Lastly, what message would you like to convey to people who are considering visiting Japan?
So come here with mind open. We'll see like people very polite, welcome you, and they don't like people that speak loud. So you keep your voice slow.
Different.
Yes, we need to enter in this the culture here to like feel what is Japanese.
Honest people.
Do you have any message for Japanese people? People want to go to your country.
Don't miss our barbecue is the churrasco. Yes, the food is very traditional, and unfortunately it's not so safe like Japan. So be careful in Brazil.
Thank you for cooperating.
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。